Hello everybody and welcome to a video on the TARDIS Zone. So this morning John Barrowman appeared on Good Morning Britain on ITV and all hell has broke loose. You've got the Daily Record who have put out an article which is these journalists to me they just they're lazy. So they're trying to claim that John Barrowman was cancelled last year and that the allegations only surfaced last year. As we know, that isn't the case, but that's how they're reporting it. Now, I have a clip of this interview. Now, I have to say, Good Morning Britain, you know, has a habit of testing its guests. Richard Madley, in my opinion, is an absolute disgrace. It seemed like the first question that he asked John was designed to try and basically put John off. But wait till you hear John's answer. And while obviously we listen to this little clip, I will give you my opinions after it. He also hits back at the newspaper, who has constantly kept this in the public eye as well. And he was very humble towards the British public and the public in general and his fans who have stood by him. He also claimed that there are people out there that are trying to wreck his 35-year-old career. That hasn't gone down well with the other side. They've been screaming foul, fake outrage and crying and all of this nonsense, saying it's a disgrace that he was interviewed and all of that other rubbish that you get from that other side. So let me share this for you. Don't mind the washing machine in the background. We do late washes here because it's cheaper on the electricity. So just bear with me because the video was already up. I don't know where it's disappeared to now. Hold on, just because this is being acting up. I'd originally done a video. Is this it? Yeah, right. So we'll just wait for the washing machine there to. Hold on, hopefully it doesn't play now.
This party.
Right. We just want to pause her. Just bear with me. Yeah. We'll make it bigger. So anyway, for anybody that doesn't know the story with John Barrowman, obviously, you know, after the Noel Clarke allegations came out, Noel Clarke had put up a Comic-Con video to basically throw John Barrowman under the bus. And since then, certain fan accounts in this fandom have targeted and harassed John Barrowman. The media have also targeted and harassed John Barrowman. And you can see by John Barrowman's reaction when Richard is asking him this question, you will see that he's pacing. He's moving backwards and forwards in his chair. You can clearly see that he wants to say something, but obviously he waits until Richard is finished and then wait and you hear his response. So let's go with this. Let's see if we can play the whole lot now. Why does it always keep going like this? There we go. Right, here we go.
trick that you used to do, which was basically exposing yourself in front of colleagues, which you thought was very, very funny at the time.
See John's face there. Don't think this was scripted, because even his co-host, look.
Here we are talking about brand new projects. How have you turned it around?
Well, I don't think it's me who's turned it around. I think the public understand that it was tomfoolery and it was a joke and silliness and wasn't sexual harassment. And also you say that it was my party trick, but everybody who was there on set and part of the fun all enjoyed and laughed at the silliness that went on. We had a great time.
I sense that you're one of these people who actually defines themselves by their show business profile. That you know, you are what you are, and what you are is what you do, and what you are is what you do. Is that true? I mean, could you possibly imagine not having the career that you've now got back?
Well, Richard, I don't think I actually lost it. I think there was a few months of it was very traumatic and it was very upsetting, not only for me but for my family. And you know, everybody kept, you know, even companies that I'd worked for were believing what was being said on Twitter more so than coming and asking me what the situation was. We need to learn to forgive people and understand that times were different. I wouldn't do anything like that now. It wouldn't be right.
See, there you go. He said it again. How many times does he have to say it?
And I'm just going to say this. If I told all the secrets and the things that I know about the entertainment industry in years gone by, I could write one heck of a book, I'll tell you. But that's not me, because I know that is not now. That was then, this is now.
So there you go. He's apologized yet again. He has said it was a different time back then. You know, he said that the cast and the crew, you know, when he was doing all of this, were getting involved, joked about it. Sure, the evidence is there to actually back that up, because they actually sung about it. The only people that are outraged about this are a few idiots on Twitter and on social media in general that want to take this man down. He also claimed that the Sun newspaper, which is not a very good tabloid, as you know, in the past, it's wrote some disgusting headlines in its past. You know, it has no credibility, but they've been keeping this up in the media, and there's been a bit of a backlash. Obviously, people disgusted that Good Morning Britain could bring on John Barrowman, but it's a few accounts on Twitter. That does not represent the UK. The reason why John has the work that he has is because the British public, the public themselves, his fans, still back him and have always backed him. This man apologized when these allegations surfaced back in the day. He has now apologized 4 times now. As far as I know, this is the 4th apology now. I don't know how many times this man has to apologize before the fans on the other side, except that he is sorry for what he's done. He's even said that he wouldn't do that today because he knows it's not tolerated. Back in the day, it was different. Whether people like it or not, the atmosphere, the way people conducted themselves socially and all of this, and in Hollywood and in the TV, was completely different to the way it is now. People are more self-aware and they know what they can and can't get away with in the TV industry. The man cannot keep punished for something that he did years ago. He has clearly learned his lessons and he just wants to move on from his career. Now, I do think Richard Madley saying, well, you lost your career and stuff like this. He didn't lose his career. He never lost his career, because through all the pain and heartache that he was going through, his fans and British public were coming together and supporting him. This is only a few outraged idiots on Twitter, right? And right now they're crying and they're devastated that he's not cancelled. Now, as I said, the Daily Record said he was cancelled last year. He wasn't cancelled last year, because through it all, he was still going and doing Comic-Cons. Yes, a few appearances were cancelled. That was going to happen. That's on them. I blame them. Why cancel someone when you all knew about this back in the day? It doesn't make any sense. And he talked about companies that were listening to stuff on Twitter and not coming to him, and he was losing work, which I thought was bad. You know, why not go to John and talk to John and ask him for a bit of context? And the thing about it is, he's given context several times now. Now, a lot of the other side will say, well, he's still trying to justify what he did and he's not apologising properly. He's apologised 4 times, folks. I don't know which way you want to apologise. And he's explaining the situation to you. He's trying to explain what was happening on set, right? And you are not getting it. He's explaining to you what the atmosphere was like. He's explaining to you that his cast members were okay with it. It was all done in fun. Obviously, one person or whatever didn't like what he did and went to Julie, but Julie sorted it out. We all know this. He came out, he issued a public apology. That was the first time. Then he was called up on it again. He issued another public apology. He's issued 4 public apologies now on live interviews, and I think he did a radio interview as well where he apologized. But he's explaining the situation, and fans think, or the outraged fans, I should say, think this is him trying to make excuses. He's not trying to make excuses. He's apologized, right? He says he wouldn't do it now. So obviously he's learned his lessons. But I have to say, the way the media are reporting on this, obviously some are on his side, where they're saying that they thought Richard Madley, the host, the presenter, was out of line. There's others that are saying that how dare Good Morning Britain bring him on to do an interview. See, that's the sad. This is the sad situation about this. No matter how many times this man apologizes, it's not going to be accepted from that side, and they're going to continue to cry and moan. But the best thing about this whole situation is he came on obviously to promote stuff that he's doing. So the bottom line is this: John Barrowman was never cancelled, will never be cancelled, because he's loved by his fans and he's loved by the British public. And you know, he's done a show over Christmas. Now he's going to be doing a tour, which congratulations for John, well deserved. But this man has gone through a lot. People have tried to ruin his 35-year-old career. He's worked hard to get where he has gotten, and you know, for people to try and ruin that is absolutely disgusting. Listen, the man obviously regrets everything that he's done, right? It wasn't sexual assault or sexual harassment as it's made out to be, right? If it was, his cast members that were working on these shows would come out and they would actually say, listen, yes, it was John. But none of them have. Some of them have even come out and defended John. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a line drawn under this whole situation. John Barrowman's rehabilitation, and that's what I'm calling it. John Barrowman's rehabilitation is in full swing. And I hope sometime in the future, RTD has the sense to bring back John Barrowman and Captain Jack, because, you know, I think he's a big part of Doctor Who. We all are very protective of John. Obviously, if he crosses the line, we are going to call him out. Of course we are. And by the way, nobody's justifying his behaviour here, right? I'm not justifying his behaviour. I think he's even come out himself. He said it. He wouldn't do it now. So he's not justifying it. You know, and that's the thing. But they won't look at it that way, the other side, the fake outrage side that are crying right now, because they really thought that they cancelled him. And the fact of the matter is they haven't. He was working over Christmas. He's going to be working very hard all this year. He's starting to appear at Comic Cons again. I'm sorry, but you've failed. And that's the bottom line. And you need to get over it now. John Barrowman deserves to continue his career. He's worked hard to get where he is. He's entertaining. He's made me laugh over the years. He's made my wife laugh over the years. He's made his fans laugh all over the years. And the British public. And I think the British public, he's right. The British public do understand that it was tomfoolery and it wasn't anything sinister. And, you know, I wish him the best of luck. I wish him and his husband the best of successes. And, let's hope that 2022 and 2023 is a strong year for him, because you know what? He deserves it after all he's been through. And this cancel mob, unlucky. But, you can't cancel someone as likable as John Barrowman. You can't. As I said, if the actors and actresses that were working with him really had an issue, trust me, they'd be doing interviews and countering everything that he has said. But some of them have actually come out and supported him. So this is done. The issue is done and over with. Very interesting. I will leave that clip in the link description. Very interesting indeed. I say in a couple of days' time we'll probably have the full interview on the Good Morning Britain YouTube channel. Maybe look out for that as well, because fascinating interview. But he never lost his career, and he's right. He had a bad few months. It really affected him and his family. But now he's put that all behind him, and you can see. You could see that the question did actually surprise him, and I think Richard, I don't think that was the plan originally for the start of the interview, to start it off that way. And he has been criticised, Richard, and I have to say, I think he's trying. There's actually an article where he says he's not trying to be Piers Morgan. Well, it doesn't look. It looks that way to me, mate. He's saying that he's doing it his own way. I don't think so. I think he's trying to be controversial, and that's why he started with that question to try and put John on the spot and to catch him off guard. But John handled himself very well, and you know what? He's handled this situation. Considering what he has went through, in my opinion, he's handled it pretty well. There are times where maybe he could have probably not said that, but I can understand why he did. Why should he sit in silence while people drag him through the mud and try to ruin his reputation? I think it's absolutely disgraceful. John has been a big part of Doctor Who since it came back. He's been one of my favourite characters throughout this New Who era, and I've got fond memories of these episodes, and the cast and crew have actually spoke about him in good terms, and hopefully, as I said, he's able to return as Captain Jack, whether it's the Big Finish audios or whether it's on the main show itself or Torchwood. I would love to see that personally. I think it would be, I think he deserves it, and I think it would be a nice message from BBC and others out there, that they're willing, as John said, to forgive. It was a long time ago. It's time to let go. Time to forgive the man. We always have. We stood by him. But it's time for the rest of us now to forgive. Not saying forget, because nobody should ever forget, and I don't think he'll forget himself. He has said that he wouldn't do that again. So as far as I'm concerned, he's learned his lessons, and he should be entitled to move on from this. As I said, it was years ago anyway, but the reporting on this from certain media outlets is absolutely disgraceful, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And as I said, Richard should be as well for that. I don't look at John's face, and even his co-host, when he starts off with that question. That was not planned. He tried to catch him off guard, and fair play to John. He composed himself. He waited until the question was over, and he gave his answer. And well done, John, and nice to see you working again properly and doing your stuff. and I wish you the best of luck. So with that, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Do us a favor, leave your own comments. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. As I said, nobody on this channel or anybody that has supported this channel is actually justifying or trying to trying to say that, you know, what am I trying to say? Nobody's justifying it, right? Nobody's justifying these actions. As we said, you know, I think he knows himself that he maybe he shouldn't have done it, and he's learned his lessons. But nobody has ever justified it. All we've said is it's happened a long time ago. He's apologized. Yeah, he's apologized yet again. You know, how many times does he have to apologize? And I don't think he should after this. I think that's it. The line should be drawn under it. But let me know what you guys think yourself. As I said, nobody has ever justified this. All we're saying is that he was reprimanded, he was punished, and he did apologize. And it was a long time ago. And because someone else that worked on the show happened to be accused of some stuff, that person decided to throw up an old video to throw John Barrowman under a bus. And that's the disgusting thing about it. And actually, again, I will say it's actually quite funny that everybody that's outraged in this fandom about John Barrowman isn't given the same attention to a certain other cast member who allegedly was doing some dodgy stuff on set. So, you know, it is quite funny, you know, and and even some fans out there have actually tried to say that the two things are the same, which is an absolute joke. It's not, absolutely not. One is very, very serious, and the other one has been taken out of context, which is the John Barrowman situation. As I said, it was always taken out of context. The whole situation has been explained from day one, and he has been supported by some of his castmates out there, and even some of the people that he worked with. So it's yeah. But I do find that baffling, and I've always brought that up. It's funny how they stay silent on another situation that allegedly happened, or situations, but yet they focus on John Barrowman. It's actually hypocritical, to be quite honest with you. But we'll leave it there, folks. Give me your opinions on this. As I said, he's announced the new tour, and, you know, as Richard did say, you know, well, he was wrong, but he said, you know, you were cancelled last year, but here you are again, and your career is back on track. But as John said, his career had never gone away, and that's the truth of the matter. But, you know, it just shows you the resilience that man has, and he's gone through a lot, and I wish him the best. So I'll leave it there. Give me your opinions. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's it now. Line drawn, situation done and over with now. It's time for everybody to move on and let the man, and leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. So that's it, folks. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.